Hey, what's up guys, Exalted here, and in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you 3 different 90-degree turns in Fortnite. These are going to be the fastest possible ways to do 90s in this variation, and the last one I'm going to show you is going to be the fastest possible way to even do any 90s all around the board. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you tips on beginner 90s, kind of more advanced 90s, and then super advanced 90s. The point of this video is so that if you're a more beginner player and you're doing these beginner 90s, I'm going to teach you how to make those beginner 90s as fast as possible so that you can compete with the more advanced players and the faster builders. So with that being said, let's get straight into creative, and I'll teach you guys how to do fast 90s. Alright guys, so we're in creative mode, and what I'm going to be doing, like I said, is I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different kinds of 90-degree turns. The first ones are going to be slower, the second ones are going to be even faster, and the last ones are going to be the hardest ones to do, but they're going to be the fastest ones to do. So with that being said, let's get right into the first one. So the first ones, everybody started here. Everybody who knows how to do 90s started right here at these 90-degree turns, and if you're learning 90s, you're starting right here as well. So what it is it's just a plain 90. You go up like that, you also build a floor and a ramp. Super easy, just up like that, floor, ramp. Now start just like do the motion really slow, and you can do these 90s really slowly. Because you can hit the wall, you can do these really slowly, and you can almost go forever. They're extremely easy to be consistent, and you can start getting better and faster and faster. Oh, I just lagged. There's a lot of things that you can do to make yourself even faster with these 90s. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So I just showed you I showed you the shape of the 90s. Now I'm going to kind of go over the details of how you're going to want to perform these as fast as possible. So when you're doing the 90s, you're going to want to be in the middle of this left half, right? So you see like there's the mid lane and there's this left half. You're going to want to be in the middle of the left half to the left side. So you're going to want to be in like right in this area right here. Don't go in here. That's too close to the middle. You're going to want to stay right in this area. When you're doing the 90s, you're going to want to start up, go around. You're going to want to jump and place a floor, and then you're going to want to place a ramp. So that's how you're going to do the 90s. And that's going to be kind of your location when doing them. Now, to make these even faster, you never want to hit this wall. It's impossible with these 90s, but the goal is to, when you're doing 90s, the goal is to hit this wall the least amount as possible. Because when you're going and you hit this wall, it like blocks your momentum. Oh, whoops. Wouldn't that be nice? It like blocks your momentum, so you can't, you're wasting momentum going straight into a wall nowhere instead of going up your 90. So what you want is, instead of running into the wall and like ending up right here after your jump, you're going to want to run diagonally and end up here after your jump. So what I mean by that is, while you're jumping, so right now in your 90, right? Oh my gosh, math. Right now in your 90, you're going to want to be moving diagonal to the inside. A lot of players move diagonal to the outside of their 90, which is not good. The reason why is because you hit your wall like that. You see, I'm hitting my wall like that, and I'm not going up it. I'm just like hitting the sidewall. It makes it easier because your 90s will be slower. So beginner players are going to be doing this. Try not to get into this habit. Make sure you're moving this way. Make sure you're moving diagonal to the right. You'll see what it does is, when you jump, it'll launch you all the way to this part of your 90. So instead of going sideways and hitting it, not going anywhere, if you go diagonal, you barely hit it and you go way higher up your 90. So that's going to be how you can do your these first variation of 90s as fast as possible. As you can see, they're still super nice, super quick 90s. You can definitely, if you're fast with them, beat any player with them. And yeah, so that's going to be how you do the first ones. Let's get right into the second ones. Alright boys, so for the second variation of 90s, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do, but it's noticeably faster. Yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into it. So what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to put a wall below the ramp, and then you're going to want to go to the right and go up. So you're going to be making a giant circle. So it's just going to be a big circle. And when you get to the bottom of the circle, you're going to go floor, ramp, big circle like that. Just like that. You can start getting faster and faster as you start to get the hang of it, right? Just like this. Best way to practice. Now, the reason why this is faster is because with the first 90s, you're doing them like this, right? And you were running into this wall. So you'd kind of go like this, and you'd hit this wall right here. And that's making you lose momentum when you could be going up. With these 90s that I'm showing you, theoretically, you don't even need this wall. And you can go straight up. So you can see, when I do it like this, I'm all the way up to here on my 90s, right? when I do it the first way, because I hit the wall, I'm a little bit shorter. And that's even, this is even when I'm doing these 90s, like with the perfect rotation and everything. These 90s, oh, I just lagged super bad. These 90s will always trump those first 90s. So theoretically, you should never hit this wall, which means all of your momentum should go up the 90, up the ramp, and it'll make you that much faster. So once you do this first part, it's just going to go straight into just those regular first beginner 90s. The thing that makes it faster is that this first part sets up your momentum completely and makes them that much faster. Trying to do these slow, it's a little difficult. So when you're doing them, you're going to want to be in the same position. You're going to want to be in the middle of the left side of the ramp to the left, so just this area right here. On top of that, instead of moving diagonal right when you jump, you're actually going to want to move diagonal left. The reason for this is you're not hitting this wall here. You're not hitting this wall here, so you can move left. The reason why is because you're looking this way to do your 90s. So when you move left, you're actually going up the ramp. So that's why you're going to want to move left, if that makes any sense. So it's actually going to be faster to move diagonal left while doing these 90s, but only these 90s. So full speed 90s are going to look a little something like this. I'm a little laggy. I apologize for that. And I'm at build height. I'll show you full speed right here. All right. Alright guys, so for the third 90s, these are going to be a lot more difficult. Do not try these until you've perfected the second ones that I just taught you. Now the reason why these are so much faster than all the other ones is because you never place a wall right there, which means you never hit a wall, which means you never lose momentum hitting that wall when you could be going up, right? So these 90s, what it's going to be is it's going to be a quick L like that, floor ramp, alright? So it's going to be up, quick L, super laggy, and floor ramp. Quick L, floor ramp. Oh, whoops. Quick L, floor ramp. And then after that, you're just going to do your regular 90s. Quick L, floor ramp. Regular 90s. Quick L, floor ramp. Regular 90s. So this is what they look like when you're doing them slow. It's a lot easier to practice when you're doing them slow. Now, you can see that I'm never placing a wall here because I never hit it. All my momentum is going up the ramp. 100% of it is going up the ramp. Now, when you're doing this first one, you're going to want to be moving diagonal left during this whole part. And then the second you start these ones, this is when you're going to want to start moving diagonal right. So, I hope this makes sense. You're going to go diagonal left and then back to your first original 90s diagonal right. Diagonal left, diagonal right, diagonal left, diagonal right. I think you get the point. All right, so full speed. I'll go to the ground. I'll show you guys them at full speed. All right, guys, so finally I want to show you guys why it's so important that you put floors on your 90s. Floors on 90s isn't for extra support. I mean, yeah, it helps, but that's not the reason for it. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but if you like run, jump, and place a ramp above your head while you're phasing through it, as you can see, it turns yellow for a second. It'll super boost you forward, right? It just kind of super boosts you, and it does the exact same thing with 90s. So when you're building your 90, if you're like right here, if I place the floor, it'll automatically shoot me up above the floor, and I don't even have to jump. When I pair that with ramp, it does the exact same thing, as you guys can see there. So what this does is it makes your jumps like super jumps. So it makes you jump higher, makes you jump further, it makes you jump faster. This will make your 90s faster all around, as opposed to if you were to just do this. Like, it also makes it so you don't Harry Potter yourself as much. So like when you're here, like let's say I'm right here, if I put a floor there, right, I would have I'd be right here. But let's say I didn't put this floor down here and I was right here and I put the ramp. Your boy's getting Harry Pottered, right? Nothing I can do, okay? So that's why it's super important to put those floors above you or below you. as well as when you're on like your third 90, like right here, you start to get jump fatigue and you can't jump as high. These floors and ramps will work together to boost you all the way up to make sure you still get that like super high, super fast 90 going. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This is gonna be it for the video. I hope I taught you guys something, and I hope you guys get some faster 90s going. And yeah, with that being said, definitely hit that sub button. I'm really close to 5,000 subscribers, and I promised all you guys that I will do a face cam on my live streams when I hit 5K subs. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.